And we have more breaking news on the Palm Springs terror bombing. We're learning tonight about the man who the FBI says is responsible for the deadly bombing at the Palm Springs Fertility Clinic. Here's a photo of that suspect. Agents identified him as 25-year-old Guy Edward Bartkus of 29 Palms. Hello, everybody. I'm Peter Dowd. Right now, News Channel 3's Garrett Hoddle is live in 29 Palms. The shock hitting very close to home for one neighbor who says they had no idea what was going on right next door. Garrett?
Peter, that's what I'm hearing. I got here about 3 o'clock earlier this afternoon, and we've started to been able to talk to some of the neighbors nearby. I want to introduce you to Thomas Bickle. He lives just a stone's throw from Bartkus's house, which is right behind me here. You said that you were evacuated on Saturday as FBI and investigators, national media all descended upon this place, and investigators were worried there could be potential explosives in the area. You said you returned to your home yesterday. Can you walk me through the process of what all took place?
Saturday about 1 p.m. I was some sheriff's deputies knocked on my door and they told me I need to evacuate. I asked them what's going on. I assumed it may be a hostage situation or something like that. A possible bomb was the last thing I would have thought of, and that's what they told me. So I left, and then yesterday at about noon, the only reason I knew I was able to come home is because the Morongo Basin Sheriffs posted a post on Facebook letting us know that we could return. So.
And now, I know neighbors are starting to trickle in, but you're starting to see the scene here. You mentioned something about FBI investigators describing this garage to you, this detached portion of Bartkus's home. How did they describe that to you?
Their words were that he had an explosives laboratory in there, and that even though the bomb in Palm Springs was really big, he still had enough material in there to do some serious damage.
Yes, sir. And 29 Palms, this is a military community. Is it safe to assume you probably served? Is the perception that I've been getting that you know your stuff here. You did mention something to me earlier that I thought was important to mention. You said, man, looking back on this, I'm actually, in a weird way, happy that he knew what he was doing. That's also kind of chilling. Can you describe that to me?
Yeah, like I said, it's a weird thing to say, but I'm glad he knew what he was doing, in the sense that if one wrong move and he would have blown all of us up, and he wouldn't have just killed himself. A lot of the neighbors here would have been affected, if he had made a mistake while he was building the bomb. So it's a weird thing to say, but like I said, I'm glad he knew what he was doing, for all of us that live here, for our safety.
Well, I'm sure people could probably understand you. I mean, you're a stone's throw from maybe a potential blast site with your kids. Have any of you guys been able to talk to him? Did you know him? Do you know who he lived in here with?
No, I'd never seen him in my life, and I didn't know who he lived here with until the sheriffs told me that he lived here with his mom and his sister. So.
Thomas, thank you so much for speaking with us. Coming up, we're going to have more from neighbors right here in 29 Palms as we continue our coverage on that deadly blast happening Saturday in Palm Springs. For now, reporting live in 29 Palms, I'm Garrett Hoddle. Back to you.